And I'm going to do another one kind of right next to it. I'm just going to switch kind of back and forth. We're eyeballing kind of off a little bit, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Clean. Tap it off a little bit on the side. You can't see me doing it, but I'm just dabbing that on a paper towel. And I'm going to put some of that water on my paper. I'm going to come in between. I just want it a little bit damp. We're not looking for big puddles of water. And I'll do maybe that first side around my cup. And I'm going to dip into that brown that I made. And I'm just going to come around the edge. Watch what happens when I come around the edge of my coffee cup. And I'm just going to see how that starts to spread inward where my paper was wet. And I'm not using a lot of paint, right? You see how much paint I'm using? I'm just going to pull that through and in between some of those lines that I made. So I'm going to outline that heart using lots of water, a little bit of paint. There is no exact formula to this. It's all kind of like play. So if you like to just sit down and relax, watercolor is going to be something you love. I absolutely love using watercolor, but you'll see how nothing is perfect. I'm leaving it a little bit splotchy. I'm pulling that water and paint around, but I'm just trying to avoid my little coffee. That's like where you do the, what would you call it? The coffee art would be there. Okay, and I mess, it's different. So now I can come back in and darken it up a bit. I like to have my edges a bit darker, so I'll add a little bit more paint to my mix, and I will bring that in here. Bring it around. I'm still using that same little tiny drop of brown that I put on my palette the first time. I'm going to grab just a little bit more. I want to go a little bit darker in here around my heart shape and to outline my art, the coffee art. Thank you for the hearts and the thumbs up. Don't be intimidated by watercolor. I have done acrylic all my life, but I've always loved the look, that soft look of watercolor. But it is different. If you are used to painting with acrylic, there is a learning curve with watercolor. But just like any art, if you do it because you love it, you do it because it makes you feel good, you do it because it makes you happy, it just makes that whole learning process, just joyful, right? So we are going to call that about done. We don't want to overdo it. So our coffee, let's see, with mine, that looks pretty good. And I'm going to let that dry. Now let me clean my brush. And I know some people are not a fan, but I am a pink girl. I'm a pink girl at heart. I love pink. Alexis loves pink, but I am a pink girl. So what I'm going to do, and this is important, and if you want to learn more about this sort of thing, please follow me on my page. I am getting ready to open a brush and script society. It's just a little group where we're going to letter and watercolor and be creative. If you'd like to learn more about that, just comment in the comments, and I hope this is okay, Jeannie, but comment in the comments, society, and I will send to your private message you the information so you can get on the wait list. Watercolor is amazing for me because it teaches me that I can't control everything, right? So if you have anxiety, which I do, you tend to live in this constant state of trying to control everything around you. I know that sounds weird, but the people with anxiety get it. You try to think of every possible something that could happen. Okay, thank you, Lexi. So, Andrea, that should come to your messenger. If it doesn't, for any reason, please let me know so you can jump on the wait list. So, I'm talking so I can give this some time to dry, but I know I got to get moving on a little bit. Because that's wet, I don't want to do my cup rim just yet. Whatever I put it out there is going to melt into the brown, right? So, I need to resist the urge to put in the cup color. I need to resist the urge to paint the circle, and I'm going to jump out here first, okay? So think parentheses. So a parenthesis is like you put your brush down, you pull it, and you pull it, okay? So think parenthesis, and then I'm going to do, oh, I have a piece of hair. I'm going to do parentheses again now, but I'm going to do one at the top and one at the bottom. That's really all I'm going to do, but I'm going to do it on a very small scale. 2 parentheses, 2 parentheses, and I can make them fat and join them together. That's really all I'm doing. 2 little parentheses and then 2 little parentheses around that. And I'm going to do it here and here. I'm just going to do that wherever I placed that little dot. I still have a little hair there. That's annoying. Right? And if they end up looking like a little bit of a blob, it's okay. It really is. If you want to do these as little circles, that's fine too. So I'm just going to go, and I'm working pretty quickly. I know we still have about a half an hour left, but I want to make sure we don't run out of time. Thank you, Lex. So I'm making little tiny flowers, right? So I'm making little tiny rose buds. I'm just doing my little parentheses, and you'll see I get really quiet when I get into this. This is the perfect activity for someone, for anyone really, but when you need to relax, if you can get yourself out of the stress of everything needing to be perfect. Teresa said hello, Alexis.
Hello, Teresa.
Teresa, she has something for you. Mommy's got to get to the post office. I'm sorry. Bad mom. Bad mom.
I kept telling you.
I know. No, I didn't blow you off. I
say, Mom,
you hear this? Oh my. You've been blowing me off, Mom. So I just want to put and make it look like it's going off the edge. So I'm going to put one just little shape to make it look like it's going. Nothing like being called out on my own darn page with a live by my child. It's all right, honey. I love you. Okay. You're fine. You're funny. That's my kid. All right, so I've got, are we in the frame? No. Thanks, Lex. Keep reminding me if I go out of frame, because if I pull my thing over anymore, I'm afraid it's going to fall over. Let's try this way. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit, but I'm also going to do the same thing. And because I have a bunch of green over here, we're just going to go with what I've already got mixed, but it's just a mix of these greens. And I want it to be nice and soft color, so I'm going to add a little bit of extra water. Okay, so right about where I put those little rose buds, I really want this to be soft, so let's hope I can get it. Yeah, I think we're good. So I'm just going to put almost like a little almond shape for a leaf, right? Nothing fancy, just almost 2 parentheses and just join them and then fill them in. I'm just going to do that to each little flower as I go around. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. They don't have to be completely filled in. And make them random going around. You don't want them all going the same way. Well, if you want them, you can do that. Your art, your way. What, sweetheart?
That sneezing I heard.
Oh, God bless you. The dog is sneezing. Yep, I'm telling you, everybody's got something. Alrighty. Okay, so it's pretty fast. But this isn't hard, right? Guys, stop letting new things intimidate. I am 100% guilty of that. With day-to-day stuff, I let things intimidate me. I've given up. Lexi's told me to give up. So I'm just going to come around my coffee with my teal, right? I'm leaving a little bit of space because I want to leave a little bit of that white space in there. And I can lighten this up a little bit and come all the way around. I want to leave a little bit of white space here and there just for shadow and highlight, right? And I'm going to leave some spots darker. I like to go, you can always go darker. You can't always go lighter with watercolor, right? Just like we see here. Thank you, Cynthia. The white of our paper is the white that we use in watercolor. Like, palettes will come with white, but this white does not work the same as white acrylic or white gouache. It's very transparent. Even though these are opaque colors, when it has the white in it, it makes it more opaque, meaning it's not as see-through when you add that white to it.
You need to check the time, please?
No, I can see it, Lex. Thank you, though, for offering. So I'm just going to add a tiny little bit more of this blue. And I want to leave some spot here. Well, we need to bring that all the way around. Sorry. I'm going to leave a little bit of white space between the handle.
If I was perfect, maybe I could find a perfect guy.
Right, Jeannie? I don't think so, girlfriend. I don't think so. Maybe we'll both find one sooner or later, girl. But I don't think they're out there. That's awful to say. Right, so there is the handle of my cup. And I can use a little bit of a darker teal. I can add some of that darker color. And you'll see I'm using the tiniest little drops of color. Hello, Serena. How are you this morning? I hope you have your coffee. We are painting coffee for National Coffee Day today. And I'm painting a little bit of a vintage-ish sign. A little coffee cup. We are playing with watercolor. And so I'm just going to go around our edges just a little bit. Yes. Best coach ever, right? So there's my little cup. I hope it looks like a cup. We're going to let that go at the moment. Right, so now we're going to move out. Right, so we're going to let this dry. Our pink flowers have dried. You're on your 4th shot. Good girl.
I'm on my way for a
Oh. Taking a sip. Taking a sip. So we're going to look over our imperfections, and it's fine. We can come in here and actually put a background on that if we want to. But for now, I'm just going to go with that. And now I think what I'm going to do on the outer part is do another sort of bit of pattern. So I'm going to pick a different brush. I'm just going to grab a flat brush. So this is a flat, soft flat brush. And I think we'll use some purple. Now we'll go with some purple. So I'm going to activate this purple here by putting some water. And I do want a very good big puddle of purple. But I want it to be very light. I'm going to use that very soft. What, honey? The dog? It's okay. We're going to use some of this really soft purple. Maybe we'll mix some of the darker in there. But I want it to be nice and transparent. So I'm adding extra water. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. I'm such a good artist teacher here. Can't even see what I'm doing. So anyway, look, I've just got a great big puddle of purple there. And I'm going to just knock some of that off. And then I'm not going to draw any lines. We're just going to freehand this. But feel free to grab your ruler if you want to try this. And do, right? So I'm just going to use that flat part of my brush. Kind of eyeball the middle. I'm going to lay it there. And I'm just going to pull it out. Oh, and you'll see where I ran out of some paint there. So I can just pull my brush through that again. See how that's really nice and light? Thank you, Teresa, for sharing that. I'm going to pull that up here, kind of pretend like it's coming underneath. This is almost, ooh, what did I do there? We don't like that. Yucky, yucky. You know what? Stuff happens. Not too bad we saved it. I think we got some green in it, but that's fine. All right, so we're just going to draw our little line up straight through. Relax, Lulu, relax. And I'm going to do another one kind of right next to it. I'm just going to switch kind of back and forth. We're eyeballing kind of off a little bit, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to use maybe like my 2 fingers. And we're going to do a stripe and then another stripe. Okay, but see how this stripe is hitting the edge? So we need to continue that stripe all the way up the paper. And this is why I've made a lot of paint here. Because I want to be able to have enough paint to get all of my stripes in. So then I can continue. It's almost like we're scrapbooking, but we're not, okay? I'm just using my paint. Oh, is a puppy over here in my stuff? Yes, they are. They're playing in the bags. So we got the little stripes. It's Karen. 2 stripes, and I'm just going to fit the edge of a stripe here on the edge because I just don't want it to end white like that. And see how I left it dark in some spots, light in the others? I just want to go with that. Now I'm going to repeat the same thing on this side. I'll probably move a little bit quicker just so we can finish because we still have to get our lettering in here. All right, and we're going to do one more here on the edge. I'm going to just go all the way down, leave some of that white space, add some dark to your stripes. You want that really pretty variegation to it. So we're going to just come and do across the same way this way. I'm going to do 1. And 2. It doesn't look like it's raining yet. Rain today, snow tomorrow. Yay, yay, yay. I'm ready for spring. So we got 2 little stripes there, 2 fingers, 1, two fingers. We'll do 2 more. You'll see how I am just eyeballing. Nothing has to be perfect. I'll switch over to this side. Sorry, I know I'm going fast. I was worried about not taking up my whole hour, and now I'm worried about not getting done in time. So we'll do 2 more there. And, oops. Let's do 1. What do you guys think so far? And then my thought is one of those really pretty frames, maybe like a distressed vintage white frame, or even one of the gold vintage frames. This is a little dark, so I'm going to pull some of that off. There we go, right? So, like I said, nothing has to be perfect. It's almost like putting pieces of paper on top of other pieces of paper. Okay, so the only thing I'm going to do right now before we completely move on, I'm going to take my brush. I am going to come in and just get a little bit of my gray color, and I want it to be very transparent, very soft, so lots of water. And then what I'm going to do now is come in, and this is optional too, but I'm going to come across on my pencil lines and kind of soften that out just a bit, because I want it to look like there's a shadow.
So cute.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So I can pull that in. See? Right? If mistakes are sometimes just little, I call them God winks, you know. God says, you know, do this, and we're just going to do that. So I'm just going to create a little bit of shadow there. I could bring it all the way across, but I'm just not going to. So very lightly, I'm going to bring that across. Oh, thank you, Serena. Good morning, Melanie. How are you, my friend? I have not seen you in a long while. Good old algorithm is not bringing me my friends. So let's see. I'm just doing a very soft edge of that gray. If it gets darker in some areas, fine. Just do what I did here, soften it out. I'm not huge on perfection, so we're just going to soften that out a bit. Maybe take a little bit more time than I'm doing. And then I'm just going to do the same here with my circle. Did we decide on a phrase? What is she doing? It better not be chewing on my kitchen chair. Puppies? Puppies? Emma's chewing something. What do you have, Emma? Give me just 1 second, guys. We've got bad puppies in the house. Don't run away. What was it?
I don't know.
Whatever it was, she ate it.
She better knock it off.
I hope it was food. Sorry, guys. Thank you, Teresa. All right, so, and then I could do the same thing around the coffee cup, but I want to be able to put our letters on. And let me make sure it's dry. Give me just a second. I'm just going to dry this really quick. Did we decide on a coffee phrase to put on here? Something very short and simple. Let's see. All right, let me get this dry. What, honey? Oh, they have my tape roll. Give me that back. That's expensive. Put that
Look, it's like-
Oh gosh, I wasn't going for comedy this morning, guys. I'm so sorry.
Did you hear what I said?
No, I didn't.
I said
A hug and a cup. I like that. A hug and a mug. Okay. It would, wouldn't it, Teresa?
party prep is going about to get me
Ah.
jellyfish.
All right. So, yeah, it's looking good, right? Looking good. We could add some shadow around that, but I could do that at any time. We have 10 minutes. We'll get these letters on. Thank you so much. A hug and a mug. I think that's what we'll go with, guys. So I'm going to use my pencil first. I'm going to pencil in because, you know, once you go in with the markers, once you go in with the paint, you kind of like, you're kind of locked in. So we'll do, okay, we'll do it here. Bear with me because I didn't plan this out ahead of time. A hug. Bear with me, guys. I hope you can see. A hug and a glass of ice. Once I've had my 2 hot ones, I usually switch over to cold. And I've been like kind of trying to give it up a little bit. You know, anxiety, hello. A hug. And a hug and a mug. Looks kind of centered good to me. What do you guys think? And let's see, color choices. Color choices. Let's see, we have teal. I have like a, that's not really a lavender. What else do we have on here? Hello, baby. Hello, baby. I think, what time is it? Okay. We're good. We are good. I have hot pink, which might be a little too bright, but we do want to be able to read it. I have a lavender, which would be pretty. I'll bring in that lavender. What do you guys think? I could do this as just a shadow. I think that's what I'll do. And we'll do our lettering in black. So you guys see, I just used my pencil. I sketched in where I wanted my letters. I am a lefty. If you're a lefty, let me know in the comments because I'm looking for my fellow lefties. And if you'd like to find more information out on my new group that is coming called A Brush and Script, where we are going to do projects like this every month, you'll have access to templates. We will learn brush lettering from the very beginning on. And like I said, you'll have access to tons and tons of templates. Just type society in the comments and I'll send you that information to your inbox. So I am going to get moving so we can get this done. Up next after me is, where did I put that piece of paper? Oh my goodness, my goodness. I'm going to mess your name up, Loretta. Hold on. So up after me is Handmade with Love by Loretta. Please make sure to go check her out. You can watch all of the presenters in today's event in the Take 5 group. It's a free group. So I am just tracing right over where I put my letters. Up is light, Coming down, we're pressing down on that marker to make a wider downstroke. And you can see I am a lefty. If you're a lefty, you've probably heard or had trouble doing. I was always told, I always wanted to learn calligraphy when I was growing up, and things were not set up for lefties to learn, and it was just, you know, left-handed people can't do calligraphy. Well, you can do whatever you want. You put your mind to it. So I just want you to know, if you are a lefty, you can do this. If you know someone who is a lefty or even right-handed, send them my way. Send them on over. You're going to practice hugging a mug with me? Good. Good. A hug in a mug. All right, guys. Now, if I run out of time, which is possible.
Sounds like your children talking.
They're eating. They're at their bowl. I can hear them. They're crunching food. Okay. So I can leave this as is. I can go around and darken up all of my shadow areas, which I might do when I'm finished. Play around with it a little bit more, but it could be left just as is. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Where did that go? So I can come in, I can use my marker, and I can add a little bit of shadowing to my words. Which just takes time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I did. I hope you have a wonderful day today. Whatever you're doing, we're waiting for rain today, snow tomorrow. Joy.
I love it.
So when you're doing a shadow, you just pick one side. Oh, we made the whole hour with no barks except one. Oh, Andrea, I'm glad you got the book. I hope that you're feeling better from your surgery, girlfriend. I'm a little behind in my monthly challenge, but we're going to get caught up. Right, so you can see that little bit of a shadow just gives it a little bit more of a pop. But I can go through with this, and with watercolor, like I said, start with light color and work darker, because it's just harder. It's like makeup. You put too much blush on, you have to wash your whole face off. Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate that. Thank you. Michelle, thank you. And thank you for joining in with me today, guys. I appreciate it so very much. If you have not done so, if you could just give this a quick sprinkle, I would appreciate that. And